Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now we can continue. Right. So you know that we were doing right. We were doing rationalize in denominator. Okay. Right. That is one important thing. Right. Please keep in mind that actually rationalize in denominator means just a small part, but the meaning behind that, right? The meaning behind that is actually our simplification with confidence. Basically, right? So you know that there are lots of things with irrational numbers. Okay. Right. So we have to practice more questions to understand uh, actually simplification with irrational confidence. Is it clear? Right? That's what we discussed during the last uh, 2 weeks. Okay, right? Now, you know that we have to go for that exact definition of real numbers, right? So, can you type what is the definition of real numbers? What is a real number? Right. You know that actually when we go for the definition, right? So simple idea, right? Simple idea here. Sum of, right? Okay. Keep in mind that sum of rational and irrational numbers. That is the basic idea. Okay. So this is what you learn in O level. Clear, right? Sum of rational and irrational are called real numbers. Is it clear? Right? Then, but we have another exact definition, right? So please understand these definitions are very important, clear, right? Because when we go over that later in quadratics and all the other lessons, right? That all the lessons are based on the real number system, right? Okay, shall we write down? Uh, Put a stand write down. Sum of rational and irrational. Sum of rational and irrational numbers. Sum of rational and irrational numbers are called real numbers. Sum of rational and irrational numbers are called real numbers. Okay. Sum of rational and irrational numbers are called real numbers. Okay. but but real numbers are further defined as follows. But real numbers are further defined as follows. But real numbers are further defined as follows. Okay, so this is the exact definition, okay, right? So hereafter, if someone asks what is a real number, we should be able to give this idea clearly, right? What is the definition? If the square of a number, right, write down. If the square of a number is, if the square of a number is, if the square of a number is non-negative, if the square of a number is non-negative, if the square of a number is non-negative, right? What does mean non-negative, right? Now you have to understand carefully because actually when I ask what does mean non-negative, some students reply that it's positive, right? Is it true? Right? If I ask what does mean non-negative, if you respond that it is positive, is it true? No, right? Because you know that actually zero also, right? Zero also under non-negative, right? Non-negative means not negative. Not negative means zero or positive. Clear, right? That's a simple idea, okay? That means if the square of a number is non-negative, then it is a real number. If the square of a number is non-negative, then it is a real number, right? Right. Okay. Now, actually, keep in mind that actually we have done many lessons, right? The lessons until today, right? Very theoretical and no, actually, it's something like giving notes, okay, right? But you know that in mathematics means we are doing lots of questions, no, clear, right? But we have to be prepared with this theoretical idea. We can do enough questions, okay, right? If you are okay with the concepts, right? So you can manage everything, right? Right. Okay. Then see here. Now you know that if I talk about this one, clear, right? You know that actually minus 2 square, clear? So minus 2 squared is plus 4, right? Minus 2 squared is plus 4. You know that half square, right? Half squared is 1 over 4, right? Then you know that actually if you take 0 square, right? 0 square is 0, right? And if you take actually root 3 squared is just 3, no, right? And if you take minus root 2, what is minus root 2 square? What is minus root 2 square? You know that minus root 2 square means minus square into root 2 square, clear? Right? Minus root 2 square means minus square into root 2 square. So minus square is plus, root 2 square is 2, is it clear? That also plus, right? Now, what did you see, right? Can you see here? This is an integer, right? Then its square is positive, no? Right? Here half squared is 1 over 4, positive, right? 0 squared is 0, just 0. 0 doesn't have a sign, right? And when you go to root 3 squared is 3, right? Then minus root 2 squared is just plus 2, is it clear, right? So therefore, what did you see there, right? Therefore, you can see that minus 2, right? Half, then 0, then root 3, and minus root 2, right? So these are, right, examples, right? Examples for, clear? Examples for real numbers, okay, right? Examples for real numbers. Is it clear, right? That's a simple idea, right? But can you see then if you go for, right, square root of, right, square root of minus 2, right, square root of minus 2. What is square root of minus 2 square? Can you tell me what is answer? You know simply that if you take square root of minus 2 square, it means minus 2 to the power half to the power 2. Is it clear? Minus 2 to the power half to the power 2, right? That means you will be having power of the power, right? Minus 2 to the power half into 2, no? Right? Half into 2. Clear? Power of the power. That means power of the power means powers are multiplied, right? Then you will be having minus 2. Did you see? When you have a negative number inside of the square root, when you square it, you will get a negative number. Is it clear? Right? So similarly, see, similarly, if you take about this one, right? Square root of minus 3 square, right? Square root of minus 3 square is minus 3, right? Square root of minus 1 square, right? Square root of minus 1 square, that means square root of minus 1 square is minus 1, right? When you get the square, these all the numbers are negative, right? But what the definition says, if the square of a number is non-negative, clear, right? If the square of a number is non-negative, it's a real number. That means these are real numbers, right? But when we come to these things, they are not real, right? That means they are called what numbers, right? Non-real, right? Non-real, otherwise imaginary, right? Okay, or complex numbers. Okay, complex numbers. Okay, right. You can use one of the words, but mostly we are using imaginary numbers. Is it clear? Right? When we talk about complex numbers, okay, complex unata, right? We have different lesson. Okay, wait until that. Clear? Right? We have different lesson. Right? Non-real or imaginary, but mostly we are using imaginary word. Is it clear? Right? Okay. Now write down. Yes. Okay, now write down. Consider the following examples. Consider the following examples. Consider the following examples. Daham, you are from the first day. So, can you see the board? Sometimes can't hear. Okay. Right. How can you Daham, is it clear to hear me? Hmm. Raise your hand if there's a newcomer today. Okay. Right. Okay. Now there are lots of students from the first day and second day, right? Now keep. Actually, now I have to give some instructions further, right? So follow my instructions and do this course successfully, right? Now, first of all, we go down this one. Today, I have to share a nice experience, right, with one of my past student, right? Right after copying these things, right? Then after that, you can write here, therefore, -2 half 0 √3 minus √2 are examples for real numbers, right? Okay, after that, write down, but square root of -2 squared means -2, okay? Square root of -2 squared is -2, right? Therefore, similarly, right? Now, today I will give another important notation, right? Hereafter, please keep in mind that, right? If we have something like this, okay, right? Then right, or you can have this row and this one, whatever, doesn't matter. Two lines and y means similarly, okay? This is a common standard notation, right? If you write even in your exam paper, right? So all the mathematics teachers know that this is the symbol that similarly, okay, right? So therefore you can use this symbol similar, right? Similarly, root -3 squared is -3, root -1 squared equals -1, right? Now write down, therefore, right? Therefore, you know that root -2, right? Root -3 and root -1, right? Root -2, root -3, root -1. Are examples for, right? Root -2, root -3, root -1 are examples for imaginary numbers. Examples for imaginary numbers. And they are further called non-real and complex numbers. And they are further called non-real or complex numbers, right? Right. Now keep in mind that, right? Keep in mind that these complex numbers, right? These complex numbers and their theory, right? You learn these things, okay, right, during these 2 years, right? Actually, nowadays I'm teaching complex numbers for the 2026 batch, right? So they learn at last level. That means actually in algebra, the last lesson is complex numbers. Is it clear, right? That means you have to wait for a certain time, right? And there are lots of applications of complex numbers, okay, right? Now, what I want to say here, now keep in mind that the people who are succeed in electrical engineering, yeah, right? They know how complex numbers actually they help them to be success in electrical field. Okay. University ගිහිලා first year එකේ, right? General mathematics තියෙන. Right? That means you have to learn vector calculus, something like that. There are lots of topics, right? In your first semester, second semester, right? Uh, Definitely in first year you learn a lot in mathematics. Is it clear? Right? එතකොට එතන තියෙන mathematics කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Right? Keep in mind that, right? Their mathematics means application of your A-level knowledge. Clear? Right? So that's what I wanted to share. Now, you know that in I told right earlier also, especially in Candy Trinity College, there were 7 students, right? 7 students got selected to the engineering faculty, right? District 4th rank, right? Um, he went to that Peradini University. Actually, when he applies for the university, right, he asks me, sir, what are universities I should apply, right? Then මම එයාගේ situation එකත් එක්ක මම එයාට කිව්වා, so you mainly focus on studies, right? So you didn't do that extra activities or what, actually you didn't involve in lots of extra activities, you involve only in academic. But if you go to that University of Peradini, you can engage in lots of extra activities, right? Societies and clubs, right? Sports and everything, right? ඒක වෙනම තැනක්, හොඳේ, right? Then then after listening to my advisors, then in the following day he called me and, sir, I applied to that University of Moratuwa. Right? Do you know why is that? Some of his friends applied to that Moratuwa. That's why, right? I told that there are lots of opportunities, right? If you went Peradini, so you can have these things, right? Again, after 1 week, he told me that, sir, I changed my idea and applied to University of Peradini. Chance well, merit rank එකක් ගත්තොත්, I'll tell you what does mean merit rank, right? If you get a merit rank, right? So you can demand any university as you want, right? ඉතින් මනුස්සයා පෙරදිනේ ගියා, right? ගිහලා දැන් එක semester එකක් ඉවරයි, right? Then I met him in the last week, means actually I think last Friday, okay, right? Last Friday. ඒකත් එක්ක මම කතා කරන්නේ, sir, එක semester එකක් ඉවරයි. මම exams තිබ්බා. Oh, right? We had exams, right? Then definitely I know that there are some maths paper, right? And I asked, did you get marks, right? Yes, right? Then I didn't ask any other subject because I don't care, right? I asked, how is maths marks, right? Then for engineering mathematics, he got 100 out of 100, clear, right? So then I asked, there are lots of engineering students, no, clear, right? Then how many students got 100 out of 100, right? Only 2. He and another one. Is it clear, right? Right? So you know that in all island, right? In all island, right? The students' dream either Moratuwa or Peradeniya. Clear, right? Now he went to that Peradeniya University, right? There are about 400 plus students, right? Out of that 400 plus students, right? All 400 plus students do their maths paper, right? But he got 100 out of 100. Clear, right? So I knew that, right? Because ඒකයි මම කියන්නේ එයා වැඩ කරපු විදිය ඒක මාර discipline මම ඔයාලට එයාගේ experience share කරන්න. හරි? Right? Actually he does all the homework and everything during that week itself. Is it right? And according to his studies, actually, when it comes to last 6 months, right? In the last 6 months, right? So we have some actually lengthy lessons, no? Right? In all the lengthy lessons, he's making some short notes. Yeah, right? He's making some short notes and he's doing all the past paper questions, right? Then that's what he did, right? අනිත් එක මම යාට මුල් ඊට පස්සේ අන්තිම last 7 months or 8 months, right? Last 6 months, right? I instructed him to do past papers, right? From 2011 to 2023, yeah, right? Then week by week, right? 2011 to 2023, 13 years, right? So 13 years කියලා කියන්නේ 26 papers because PUN applied 26 means 26 weeks. 26 weeks කියලා කියන්නේ පොඩි time එකක් නෙමෙයි, right? ඒතර මම ඒ කාලේ බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් මම ඔයාලටත් කියනවා ඒ කාලේට ආපුවා මෙන්න මේ දේවල් කරන්න, right? ඒතර ඒ කාලේදී start කරොත් තමයි, right? 26. That means 28 means 7 months, right? So the 6 months තියලා, right? Past years පටන් ගත්තේ නැත්නම් at least 12 13 papers වත් කරගන්න බැහැ. Clear, right? ඒකයි අපි syllabus එකක් කලින් ඉවර කරන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම කලින් කියලා, right? මේකේ තියෙන length එක. ඒ length එක අපි comfortably cover කරගන්නත් ඕනේ. right? නැත්නම් rush එකේ ගිහිල්ලා concepts miss වුණොත් එකක්වත් කරගන්න බැහැ. Yeah, right? So something like that. There are lots of things, right? ඉතින් මම එක කියන්නේ remarkable character එකක් because 100 out of 100. Yeah, right? Normally keep in mind that universities ගත්තාම, right? Mathematics කියන subject එක hardest part එක තියෙන්නේ Moratuwa University, right? First year, first semester එකේ maths part එක very tough in Moratuwa University, right? ඒකෙත් A+ එකක් දාපු ගෝලෙක් මගේ student 2015. Clear, right? Actually he joined with me, right? For a particular Zoom lesson, right? ගොඩක් කලින් join උනේ. ඒකල robotics කරන්නේ, right? ඒ කියන්නේ automated cars ගැන තමයි එයාගේ studies තියෙන්නේ. හරි. ඉතින් ඒකදී එයා කරපු research එකක් අපේ ළමයිට share කරා, right? I have that Zoom recording, right? When we come to that linear motion and all, I'll share it, right? So he says there, right? Right? Yeah, to the queue අතරම වේ. Right? මම ඒකයිලා මම දන්නේ එහෙම batches ගානකට A+ එකක් ගත්ත එකම ලාභ. Right? ඒක මාර rare case එකක්. Clear? So something like that. Okay? Right. Now now did you understand here, right? Especially non-real, imaginary, complex numbers, right? That's how we define. Okay? Now, what I wanted to say here, especially, now when we go for these imaginary numbers, right? Keep in mind that in imaginary numbers, right? Square root of -1, clear? Square root of -1 is denoted by I. Clear? Square root of -1 is denoted by I, right? That is the standard notation, okay? So that's why I told that worldwide there are lots of electrical devices with the letter I, right? Now, you know that computer processors, Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, something like that, right? Then Apple I, okay, Apple K කියලා දාන්න, clear, right? But there are lots of electrical devices that they put that letter I, right? So what is the meaning behind that? Actually, I means basic unit, right? Basic unit of the complex number system, right? දැන් ඔයාලට පේන්නේවත් නැහැ මේ මොකටද මේක ස්ටඩි කරන්න කියලා තමයි හිතෙන්නේ, right? පේන්නේවත් නැහැ. මට මාර applications thing, right? When we go for that engineering, if you especially go for electrical engineering, you have to learn complex number system, right? ඔන්න මම practical complex numbers කරන්න එනකොට මම ඇත්තටම documents සමහරව share කරනවා, right? So I'll show you there are some circuits and amperes, voltages, they all are defined by complex number system, right? අපිට හිතෙන්නවත් නැහැ not able applications, complex numbers is the clear, right? So therefore, now understand root minus 1 is denoted by I, right? Now please note that, right? Having this part to your knowledge at the beginning is better, right? Define that root minus 1 is denoted by I, right? Root minus 1 is denoted by I, okay? Root minus 1 is denoted by I, right? Right, okay. Now, we have a complete idea about the number system. So can you remember we discussed counting numbers? So we discussed integers, negative and positive whole numbers including 0, right? Then we discussed rational numbers. Then we discussed irrational numbers. Finally, we discussed real numbers. Clear, right? But we don't use complex numbers, right? We will be using it later. right? In the හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න මේ grade 12 level එකේදී grade 12 එකේදී ඔයා study කරන ඕනම lesson එක use කරන numbers real numbers විතරයි, right? So you are using only real numbers in almost all the lessons that you are learning in grade 12. Is it clear, right? So therefore, it's a very nice thing, is it clear, right? One of the real numbers, right? But although you heard that word, right, you still don't put exact idea, exact weight to the real number, right? ඒ කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම දැන් real number එකක් කිව්වට එහෙම කිව්ව තරම් ඔයා තාම ලොකු weight එකක් දාලා හිතුවේ නැහැ, right? Now, if I ask like this, is it clear, right? If I ask like this, right? Okay, give me your answers, okay, right? Right, I'll take this is the number line, okay, right? Now this is the number line, okay, right? I'll take this as R because we represent all the real numbers on this number line. Okay, right? Basically, we can mark, right? 0 here, right? 1 here, then 2 here, then 3 here. You know that this is the direction which is positive direction, right? That positive direction marked by positive numbers, right? Now, when you want to mention the negative direction, right? Negative numbers here. Sorry, -1, -2, okay, right? Here, -1, -2, up to -infinity, okay? That's a nice question, interesting question, okay, right? දැන් ගොඩක් කට්ටිය මේකට දුන්න answers මට physical class එකේ imagine වෙනවා, හරි? But I am asking the same way, right? What is the smallest negative real number? What is the smallest negative real number? Okay. What is the largest negative integer? Tell me your answers, right? What is the smallest negative real number? What is the largest negative integer, right? I'll answer for your questions, okay? Very good, right? Now, please put your names, right? On names. What about others? Kian lamai, please. Right, there are some answers here, right? What is the smallest negative real number and what is the largest negative integer? Right, now, yes, I think one answer is there, right? That is the correct answer, clear, right? Keep in mind that if you are going to start the number system, you have to go to the negative infinity by your mind, okay, right? Then if you go to the negative infinity, from one corner, you can imagine to the other infinity. Is clear? Right? So therefore, the negative smallest integer, smallest real number is minus infinity. Okay? But largest negative integer, clear? Right? Largest negative integer is minus 1. Is clear? Largest negative integer is minus 1. Okay? Can you tell me what is the first positive integer? What is the first positive integer? The first positive integer is plus 1. Okay? Second integer is plus 2. Okay, no? Right? My question, what is the first positive real number? Right? What is the first positive real number? What is your answer? Yes, correct. Now there's a question that I worked harder for O levels, right? But I am not a weak student, but I am not feeling well about O level marks. Will I be able to aim for a merit pass, right? Wait, I will give you a good idea at the end of the session, right? Right. What's the answer? Now, see here, right? You know that now it's easy to discuss through online, okay? Suppose that someone imagine 0.1, okay, right? 0.1. If you thought 0.1, can you see then? We can further zoom in, right? Then we can further zoom in. Yes, right, right, right. See? Now this gap also can further divide into infinity parts, right? Then there may be 0.1, 0.1. Yeah, right. So you can zoom in that also, no? Right? See? Right? Then you will be having another number here, there, right? That is 0.001. Yeah, right. Further you can zoom in, okay? Right? One more. It's like a road, right? But anyway, there will be another number 0.0001. Yeah. So like that, how much you can zoom in? Infinity. Clear? Right? Then 0.10,000 zeros and 1. 0.100,000 zeros and 1. Someone can think 0.1 billion zeros and 1. Someone can imagine 0.10 billion zeros and 1. Right? So different people can say different smallest numbers. Is it clear? So therefore, we have a common notation for the smallest real number, right? Please keep in mind that, right? Actually, the common notation for the smallest, right? The common notation for the smallest real number. Is it clear? Right? Smallest real number is considered to be, right, positive delta, okay? Right? That means first positive real number is 1 plus delta, right? We write delta in this notation, okay? Right? 0 plus delta. What is this 0 plus, what is this delta actually? The delta is the smallest real number, okay? Right? If someone asks, how much small? What should be your answer? That much small. Yeah, right? What is the smallest real number? Delta. How much small? That much small. What did I mean by this? It's a qualitative measure. Can you understand? It's a small number, but it's a qualitative number. Right? Someone can think 0.001 as delta. Someone can think 0.10 zeros and 1 as delta. Someone can think 0.100 zeros and 1 as delta. So anyone can think like that. That all the numbers are generally denoted by delta, right? And there's another question, right? Now tell me, you know that, right? Now tell me, what is 1 over 0.1, right? What is 1 over 0.1? You know that 1 over 0.1 means 10, is it 10? Then what is 1 over 0.01? You know that it is 100, right? Then 1 over 0.001, it is 1000, is it clear? That means if you have, sorry, if you have 3 zeros here, you have 3 zeros here, okay? That means if you have 1 over 0 point, right? Actually 9,999 zeros and 1, right? Then you will be having 1 and 10,000 zeros, is it clear? Right? You simply know that when the denominator is very small, clear, right? When the denominator is very small, the overall value, 1 over small value is the larger number, right? That means please keep in mind that 1 over, right, delta, clear? 1 over delta is approximately, what is the symbol? Like this, right? Approximately infinity, right? Actually, if you said 1 over delta is equal to infinity, that also doesn't matter. Clear, right? That also doesn't matter, okay? Right. But do you know that one particular student, right? Uh, when we explain this part, and not we actually, it's a story, just a story, right? One particular student didn't look at the explanation, right? So there was a question, there was an explanation, 1 over delta is infinity. Then he was asked, what is 1 over? What was his answer, right? Actually, his answer was, right? Then, like, clear, right? If 1 over delta is infinity, but he thought that delta was turned to other way around, right? Then 1 over 5 also turn other way around. Clear? Right? Okay, right. But understand that this is just a joke, right? Okay, but anyway, mathematically keep in mind that, right? Delta is a symbol. That symbol for the smallest real number. That smallest real number can imagined by any person. Clear? Right? Any amount, right? ඇත්තටම කියනවා කාට හරි වුණා මේ විතරක් පුළුවන්, right? 1 and 10,000 zeros, okay? 1 and 10,000 zeros. Now you know that actually this is almost delta compared to this one, clear, right? Then if you thought this as the number, this is compared to what? Infinity, clear? Can be compared as infinity, right? So it's a qualitative thing. Did you understand the meaning of delta and infinity? Right? Because you know that you know all the real numbers, even in O levels also. But when we come to A level, you have to have that exact idea of the smallest real number and the largest real number. Right? For the largest real number, we have a common notation as infinity, the smallest real number by delta. Clear? Right? That's the thing. Right? Okay. Right? Then the other important thing, right? The other important thing, if I ask, right? If I ask to represent actually irrational numbers, okay? I'll take here 0, I'll take 1 here, I'll take 2 here, I'll take 3 here, okay? Now, what does mean this 1? You know that 0 to this much, length is 1 unit, no? 0 to this way, total length is 2 units, right? Number means not just a point. Keep in mind that, okay? And what happened after O level college. Coordinates ke liye mark karna, right? You just mark coordinates, okay? Right? So mark the point 2, 1. Yeah, you just mark 2, 1. Sometimes you don't know the meaning behind that, right? What does mean 2, 1? You know that this is 2, okay? This is 2, this is 1. So you are traveling 2 units on this way and traveling 1 unit on this way. This endpoint with respect to the origin is 2, 1. Clear, right? That's the meaning of a coordinate, right? Similarly, what does mean a real number? Not just a point marking here. The length from 0 to this way is 1 unit, right? Okay, now here 2 units, clear? Now suppose that I am doing a small actually geometric construction, right? To represent yeah, like this, right? Now assume that this one is 1 unit, clear? So this one also 1 unit, is it clear? Now if I take it as L, right? If I take it as L, you know that's a right angle triangle, right? then L squared equals 1 square plus 1 square, no, right? L squared is 1 square plus 1 square, right? So that means you will be able to see that right here. Then L squared is equals to 2, right? Then L equals to square root of 2. Yeah. L equals to square root of 2, right? I don't take plus or minus because L is a length here. Clear, right? Then what do I do, right? Now I can do like this, okay? Now, if I take, right? If I take this much, yeah, right? This much root 2, and if I turn on this way, can you see, right? I tell you again, how much is this length? Root 2, okay? If I turn on this way, yeah, right? Actually, how much is this one? Root 2. If I turn on this way, there will be an endpoint, right? So what should be that endpoint, right? This endpoint should be root 2 because why? This length is root 2. Very nice, right? That means irrational numbers also can be represented on the number line. Clear, right? Did you understand that motion? It's very easy to explain on the smart board, right? Not like physical class, right? So here, endpoint is root. Got it, right? Okay, now next part. Okay, right? The next part actually, if I take another one unit, right? If I take another one unit from here to this place, right? Right? I take color. If I take on this way, right? Now you know that this length also 1 minute, okay? We know that L here 90, okay? Right? Now I will take, right? Another color, something like yellow. This one, is it clear? Right? Suppose that this length is simply, right? If I take it as simple A, so how can you take this simple A? You know that A square is equals to L square plus 1 square. We know that L squared is 2, right? So therefore A squared equals 2 plus 1, which is 3. Square root of 3. A square root of 3, right? That means what do we do again? You can see that, right? If you take this much, okay, right? If you take this much here as root 3, and if you rotate on this way without change, okay, right? So there will be an endpoint here, right? So that means what is this number? Root 3. Okay? That number is root 3. Daham, did you understand? Sure, right? Yeah, we did up to that, no? Right? Okay, then after that, we are moving to the next part. Clear? Right? Now, anyway, newcomers also can understand, right? What does mean and how do we represent these imaginary numbers, sorry, irrational numbers? Is it clear? Right? Now, I think you have copied this part to your note. Is it clear? Right? You have copied this part also to your note, right? And then we can start actually the properties of real numbers, right? We didn't do the properties of real numbers. Our next point actually, properties of real numbers. Is it clear? Right? Right. Now, my point, the newcomers, please take a screenshot, right? And also, I have shared the last recording also, right? Yeah, you can take this one. Now, if there's any question up to this, please feel free to ask your questions, right? Okay, right. Then write down properties of real numbers. We didn't do that part, right? Please reply me soon, right? Properties of real numbers. We stop by representing numbers on the number line, right? We stop at that point, right? Okay, write down properties of real numbers, right? Properties of real numbers. Properties of real numbers, right? Right? Okay, now yes. We have done that part also, no? Right? Yes. Right. Okay. That means what are the properties? Again, we can have a small idea quickly for all of you. You know that if A and B are real numbers, you know that A plus B is a particular number, right? Which is unique, right? As an example, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Yes or no? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, right? Not root 3. Clear? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, right? Does 1 plus 2 make any other number? No, right? That means you can see that this 1 plus 2 makes a unique answer. So therefore, sum of two real numbers is unique. And the result also real number, no? Right? Then 1 into 2 is equals to 2. 1 into 2 never makes any other number. Is it clear? Right? And I told that 1 plus 2 equals 2 plus 1, right? And 1 into 2 equals 2 into 1. Why is that? Because of the commutative law, right? Commutative law, right? And actually, I will share you another document today, right? Related to this, all the properties, clear, right? Commutative law, right? Then we have A plus B plus C is equals, right? A plus B plus C. Otherwise, AB into C is equals A into BC, right? What is this called? Associative law. Clear, right? Associative law, right? මේ words එක පොඩ්ඩක් නිකන් අහලා පුරුදු වෙන්න. right? මොකද එක එක තැන් වල apply කරනකොට what does mean commutative කිව්වහම මේ word එක ගැන පොඩි idea එකක් තියෙනවා. clear, right? So therefore associative law, right? And you know that distributive, right? That means actually A into B plus C, right? This is called distributive over addition. Yeah. Distributive over addition. What does it mean actually? We can multiply for this addition, right? Because the meter was a 2 into, right? Otherwise, x into y plus z is equals xy plus xz. Why is that? Right? හැවොත් එහෙම මේ y කියලා ඕනේ නැහැනේ කියන දෙක කරගන්න. එහෙම කියලා වැඩක් නැහැ. Clear? Right? So you can see that what is the reason? Distributive law, right? And I told that, right? 0 plus a, no? Right? A plus 0, otherwise 0 plus a means a. Clear? Right? Then a into 1 means 1 into a is equal a, right? What is this 0 called? Additive, right? Additive identity. Clear? Additive identity. Okay. 1 is called, right? Multiplicative. Clear? Right? Multiplicative identity. Got it? Right? Additive identity, multiplicative identity. Okay. Right? And this is the last point you should have a knowledge. Okay. මේක ඔයාගේ knowledge එක. තේරුණාද? හරි. මොකද ගොඩක් තැන්වල ඔය word එක use කරනකොට අපිට right, sir, මෙතන තමයි කිව්වේ කියලා මතක් වෙන්න ඕන. Clear? Right? So that means what you have to understand here, if you go for, right? If you go for a plus minus a, right? You can make 0, right? Otherwise, 2 plus minus 2 is equal to 0, right? So this minus 2 is called, right? Additive inverse. Can you understand, right? Additive inverse, right? Additive inverse of 2, right? Otherwise, 2 is called additive inverse of minus 2. Keep in mind that 2 is additive inverse of minus 2. Minus 2 is additive inverse of 2. Is it clear, right? That's the idea, okay? Next, right? What is multiplicative inverse, right? So you know that here, when we go for a into 1 over a, right, is 1. As an example, 2 into half is equals to 1. 3 into 1 over 3 is equals to 1. Clear, right? Therefore, this 1/3 called multiplicative inverse of 3. Can you understand? Tell me again. 1/3 is multiplicative inverse of 3, right? 3 is multiplicative inverse of 1 over 3. Clear? Half is multiplicative inverse of 2. Clear? එහෙනම් ඔයාලට දැන් තේරෙනව නේද මම ෆස්ට් ඩේ කියපු වර්ඩ් එක අදටත් කන්ෆර්ම් රයිට් අදට විතරක් නෙවෙයි ඊට පස්සේ මැරෙනකම් මම මේ කියපු දේවල් කන්ෆර්ම් okay right this is something like a religion yeah right I call the winners in the very basics right so therefore right can you remember I told them in this world we have only two mathematical operations right and I told them lots of things are made by two clear right so why is that? You can see that. What are the two mathematical operations? Addition and multiplication, right? Because division කියලා එකක් ඇත්තටම අපි කතා කරාට right? Division කියලා එකක් නැහැ. ඒක තියෙන්නේ multiplicative inverse කියලා. ඔක තමයි depth එක. ඔක දැන් ගිහිල්ලා ප්‍රතිදේ කියමු. මූණ විශ්වද කොහෙද කියලා කවුරු හරි හිතන්න පුළුවන්. Clear? Right? But keep in mind that, right? We have only two mathematical operations in this world. Got it? Right? That's a simple idea. Right? So, අනිත් එක තමයි. යුනිවර්සිටි ගියාට පස්සේ ඔයාලට තව ගොඩාක් ප්‍රොපර්ටිස් ස්ටඩි කරන්න තියෙනවා. Okay? Right? යුනිවර්සිටි ගිහිල්ලා ඔයා මැත්ස් කියන සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක ස්ටඩි කරනවා. Right? හැබැයි ඉන්ජිනියරින් පැත්තට ගියොත් ඇප්ලිකේෂන් බේසිස්, right? ඊට වඩා ගොඩක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? හැබැයි මැත්ස් සයන්ස් ෆැකල්ටි ගිහිල්ලා මැත්ස් ගැන වෙනම ස්ටඩි කරන්න ඕන කියලා හිතුනොත් තව ගොඩාක් දේවල් තියෙනවා. Clear? Right? That's the thing, right? But at this level, කියන්නේ O level එකේදී දැනට මේ knowledge එක හොඳට ඕනේ. A level එකේදී. Okay, right? A level එකේදී ඔය ටික හොඳට ඕනේ. Okay, right? First chapter is already done, right? Now our next part actually functions. Is it clear? Right? Our next part is functions, right? We can go for functions and බලන්න, right? යාළුවෝ ඔක්කොටම පුළුවන් නම් කියන්න එක දවසකට නිකන් ටෙස්ට් ලෙසන් එකකට හරි functions study කරලා බලන්න කියලා. හරිද? එදාට තේරෙයි ඒගොල්ලන්ට වෙන කොහෙන් study කරලා functions meaningfully ගොඩක් class study කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. Clear? Right? That's the thing, right? Okay, now then we can go for the other part, basic mathematics part today, right? So we have a lot to do there. Is it clear? Right? But before we move that part, we can discuss some extra questions by rationalizing denominator, right? I'll share you the PDF here. Right. Okay. Now we discuss some questions here, right? Then, is there any harder question of this? Okay, then, right? I will give you a quicker note, right? The properties note, clear, right? Properties note, and then we can go for some questions here, right? Now, please, please mark if there's any harder question of these. Is it clear, right? But if you don't have any harder question here, I am finalizing everything by these few questions, okay, right? Make the method to summarize idea. I discuss this question, then finish it by rationalizing denominator, right? At this level, clear, right? Our harder questions අපි කතා කරනවා, right? And also, if actually I will share to that WhatsApp group, right? Yesterday was my birthday, right? But you know that my closest set up to now is 2026 student, right? තාම ගොඩක් දන්නේ නැහැ නේ මාව. හරි. 2027 set එකක් ඉතින් තාම junior batch එකනේ, right? But actually 2026 batch එක, right? ඒගොල්ලෝ unbelievable birthday celebration එකක් කරා, right? Actually, I was surprised in the class, right? We was in my vehicles, right? I have a special vehicle that is called a camp van, right? Camp van කියලා කියන RV එකක්. RV එකක් කියලා කියන ඔයාලා දැකලා ඇති caravan කියලා කියන්නේ. The body කාලේ එහෙම සමහරට දැකලා ඇති caravan vehicles, right? Thank you, right? ඉතින් මේ caravan එකේ caravan එක මම modify කරලා ගත්ත විතරයි. හරි? So it's just like home, okay? Right? I can go travel anywhere, right? And I can stay in my home, where, right? So six people can sleep inside of the vehicle, and two people can sleep top floor, right? There's another camp tent, right? But altogether 8 people නිදාගන්න පුළුවන්. හරි? With all the equipments, right? 800 liters of water, and bathroom, and washroom, and all the facilities, right? I think මගේ students ඇත්තටම මේ මට ඒකට birthday ලොකු cake එකක්, right? About I think 3-4 kilograms cake එකක්, right? Maybe around 2 feet විතර වගේ size එකක්, right? ඒකේ top එකේ caravan එකක් තියලා ඔව් මගේ එකයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මම physical class එකේදී ගොඩක් වෙලාවට මේ මම ඒ ගෙම්බා කියලා තමයි concentration එක ගන්නෙ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහක බලන් ඉන්නවා මට පේන්නේ නැහැ, right? ගොඩක් වෙලාවට physical class එකේ කවුරු හරි අහක බලන් ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ ගෙම්බා කියලා තමයි මම call කරන්නේ, right? So mistake එකක් වුණත් එහෙම නිකන් කියවෙනවා. හරි. ඉතින් ඒඳ right frogs ලගේ කොටස් මේ ඒවත් icing වලින් හදලා it was a very beautiful art, clear, right? So එහෙම තිබුණා. හරි. Right, okay, right. Anyway, now I will quickly give this not actually properties, okay, right? ඒක පේ පාර්ට් එක දීලා නෑ නෝට් එක නේ, right? අතන අද උනේ මට මේ දැන් ක්ලාස් එක ස්ටාර්ට් කරන්නත් 5 minutes විතර late වුණා, right? මොකද කැන්ඩි දාගෙන එනකොට ටිකක් late වුණ හින්දා මෙතන arrangement එකේ පොඩි ටිකක් තිබ්බා මේ කට්ටියගේ help එකක් කරන්, right? ඒක හින්දා මට last class එකේ අර recording එකේ last part එක බලන්න බැරි, right? Okay, now write down First property, okay, right? First property. Sum and product of two real numbers, right? Sum and product of two real numbers. මේ words එක ඔයාට familiar වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක ඔයා මේක ලියන්න ඕනේ. හොඳේ? Right? Keep in mind that you have to write it by yourself to be familiar with the vocabulary. Clear? Right? Okay, write down. Sum and product of two real numbers is real and unique. Sum and product of two real numbers is real and unique, right? Unique, right? What does mean unique? Something like, right? You know that you are a unique character to this world, right? No, right? ඔයා වගේ වෙන කවුරුත් ආයේ මේ ලෝකේ නැහැ, right? ඔය ගෙදර අම්මලා තාත්තලාම සමහර බයිනා වගේ නෙමෙයි. බාවගේ හොයාගන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. They were right. So, right. So you are unique. Is it clear? You can වගේ ගත්තොත් එහෙම මේ මේක තියෙන lines. තේරේකා කියලා කියන්නේ right. ඒ වයින් ගත්තාම එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ thumb එකේ right. මේ thumb එකේ තියෙන lines ඔක්කොම ඔයාට විතර unique right. ඒවල දන්නවා ගොඩක් වෙලාට ඔය work කරන places වල ගොඩක් වෙලාට තියෙනවා thumb print එක right. ඒ thumb print එක කියන unique characteristic එක. Right. See, there are how many billions people, but you have a different characteristic. Clear, right? So something like that, right? Sum of two real numbers. Clear? Sum of two real numbers. 1 plus 2 makes only 3. 1 plus 2 does not make any other number. Right? අපි ගත්තොත් vocabulary එකේ ගොඩක් කරාවට come, right? නේ? ගොඩක් සිංහලෙන් ගමුකෝ end, එනවා, වරෙන්. නේ? එක එක tones දීලා කියන්න පුළුවන් එකම meaning එක. Clear? So something like that, right? But here we don't have even similar notations. Clear, right? We have only one answer, right? That's why it's called what? Sum and product is real and unique. ඉතින් හරියනේ බලන්න මම මේ අපි කතා කරන්නේ mathematics biology පැත්තටත් accurate, right? chemistry ඕනම field එකකට apply කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? මොනවා හරි similar දෙකක් හැදුනොත් එක්කුණොත් ඒ දෙන්නගෙන් හැදෙන්නේ unique character එක. Clear? That's the thing, right? Okay, then second property, write down. Second property. Sum and product satisfies, right? Sum and product satisfies. Sum and product satisfies. Commutative law, right? Sum and product satisfies commutative law, right? Sum and product satisfies commutative, right? Write down, that means what? A plus B equals B plus C, right? That means you know that 1 plus 2 equal 2 plus 1, right? 3 plus 5 equal 5 plus 3, right? ඉතින් මේක නිකන් ළමයි constitution එක වගේ තේරෙනවද? හරි? දැන් අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට රටේ constitution එක හරි නැත්නම් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ගමේ තියෙන society එක constitution එකක් හරි මොකක් හරි තියෙනවා, right? ඒතර ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා හරියටම නේ death එකක් වුණොත් එදාන ගම් වල තියෙන societies, right? cooperative societies, right? death එකක් වෙනවා නම් එයාගේ අම්මා තාත්තාගේ death එකක් වුණොත් තමයි අපි මේ විදිහට grant කරන්නේ. එහෙම කියලා කියනවා. right? ඒතර ඒ constitution එක exceed කරන්න බෑ කාටවත්, right? So something like that here in mathematics, these are something like the constitution of the real numbers. Yeah, right? A plus B equals B plus C, right? And write down A into B equals B into A, right? So be familiar with this word, commutative law. Okay? A plus B equals B plus A. Otherwise, A into B equals B into A. Okay? Okay, write down next one, right? Third one, sum and product. Clear? Sum and product. Sum and product satisfies associative, right? Associative. Okay? Sum and product satisfies associative, right? What does it mean? A plus B plus C, right? A plus B plus C is equals to A plus B plus C, right? See, associativity, right? Associative. In Sinhala called Sahayogita. They are associative, right? Sahayogin Tiagani Katti. Right? Associative. Right? Otherwise, AB into C is equals A into BC. So, AB into C is equals A into BC, right? Sum and product satisfies associative, right? Okay. Next one, fourth one. Real numbers are distributive over addition, right? Real numbers are distributive over addition. Real numbers are distributive over addition, right? What does it mean? A into B plus C, right? Equals AB plus C. A into B plus C equals AB plus AC. Distributive over addition. The fifth one. Distributive addition, right? The fifth one. Okay. Write down additive and multiplicative identities exist on real numbers. Additive and multiplicative. Additive and multiplicative identities exist on real numbers. Additive and multiplicative identities exist on real numbers. That means you can write here A plus 0, otherwise 0 plus A is equals to A, right? A into 1 equals 1 into A is equals A. A into 1 equals 1 into A equals A, right? So, therefore, 0. Additive identity. One, multiplicative identity. 0 is additive identity, 1 is multiplicative identity. Clear? The last one. Additive and multiplicative inverse exist on real numbers. Additive and multiplicative inverse, right? A plus minus A is equal to 0. Right? A into 1 over A is equals to 1. Additive and multiplicative inverse exist on real numbers. Additive and multiplicative inverse exist on real numbers. Right, write down A plus minus A equals 0. A into 1 over A, right, is equals to 1. Okay? Therefore, minus A is additive inverse. Okay. So 1 over A is multiplicative inverse. Minus A is additive inverse and 1 over A is multiplicative inverse. But actually, there are more theories, more properties, but as I told you earlier, A-level කාලේ අපි දැනගන්න ඉන්න ඕන ඔන්න ඔය ටික. හරි. මේ ideas ටික තමයි ගොඩක් තැන්වල අපිට නිකන් vocabulary එකක් විදිහට use වෙන්නේ, right? All right. Okay. Then we can go for these questions, right? Now, if there's anyone who didn't get the tute, please at this level, you can take a screenshot, right? Otherwise, the tute is there in the WhatsApp group, okay, right? But the newly joined students, if there's anyone who newly joined, right? So you don't see that past messages, no, right? Send a message to WhatsApp, then I will share the document again, right? Okay, let's revise quickly what we have done. 13 1 over root 3, that's simple, no? 1 over root 2 minus 1, 3 over root 3 minus 2, root 23 minus root 37 over, root 23 plus root 37, 1 over 2 plus root 3 squared, 1 over 4 plus root 4 minus root 7 squared. Clear? See, I will discuss quickly, right? One over root 3, 1 over root 2 minus 1, 3 over root 3 minus 2, root 23 minus root 37 over root 23 plus root 37. Then finally, you 1 over 2 plus root 3 squared, and the last one. 1 over 4 minus root 7 squared. Right. Okay. Then okay, now this is very simple, right? I'm not going to discuss about first too much because very simple, right? Multiplying by root 3 and dividing by root 3, right? You get root 3 over 3, okay? Here you know that 1 over root 2 minus 1 means 1 over root 2 plus 1, and here root 2 plus 1, right? This one mainly for newcomers, right? So you can see here root 2 plus 1 divided by root 2 squared minus 1 squared, no? Because of, I told that A minus B into A plus B is A squared minus B squared, clear, right? So therefore we can write it as root 2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus 1, right? Which is root 2 plus 1, okay, right? Now, please give me the answers of these four, right? A and B is okay, no? But C, D, E, right? Here, C, D, E, F are the questions, right? I will give you few, about actually 2, 3 minutes, right? You will answers quickly for these 4 parts. In the part C, Antigua fast medical and oral. So we have done for 14 days. Okay. Then in the part C, 3 root 3 minus 2. The conjugate is root 3 plus 2. And here also root 3 plus 2. Right. That means you will be having 3 into root 3 plus 2 divided by root 3 squared minus root squared. No, right. Now you can simplify here. 3 into root 3 plus 2, right? Divided by root 3 squared just 3 minus 2, right? So 3 into root 3 plus 2 divided by minus 1, right? Now keep in mind that this 3 root 3 plus 2, right? Root 3 plus 2, now it is a single number. Multiplying by 3 means altogether is a single number. Divided minus 1 means the whole set is a single number. So therefore, we don't keep this minus in the denominator. Okay, right? So how do we write it as, right? Then we write the answer minus 3 into root 3 plus 2. Okay? Minus 3 into root 3 plus 2, right? Who would like this? Raise your hand. Right. Right, okay. Good. Now, දැන් මම ඔය අහන්නේ ඔයාලගේ ස්පීඩ් එක චෙක් කරන්න, right? තව ටිකක් ස්පීඩ් එකෙන් කරන්න ඕනේ ඒක. හරි? Right. Then I'll show you that all the steps here, right? So similarly, please give me part D answer. First copy down part C. Okay, raise your hand those who have finished part D. Right. Okay. Now, see here if you have root 23 minus root 37, right? Part D, root 23 minus root 37 divided by root 23 plus root 37, right? The conjugate is root 23 minus root 37, and here also root 23 minus root 37, right? I told earlier that bracket is one important thing. Write down the bracket properly for each number. Clear, right? That means you can see that here, in the numerator, root 23 into root 23 is just 23, right? And then we can write root 23 into root 37, right? Minus 37, 23, right? Then 2 into 7, 14, right? 2 into 3, 6, and 1, 7, right? Then you will be having 851, 851, right? That means root 851 and minus root 851 and plus 37. Okay. Divided by here. You know that root 23 into root 23 is just 23 and minus 37 because this into this and this into this are cancelled, right? Now, why do I write like this? Because last 2 days we discussed descriptively how the denominator is simplified. Clear? Right. Then, in the may කවුරු හරි කෙනෙක් දැන් එකපාරට අද ජොයින් වෙච්ච කට්ටිය කන්ෆර්ට් නෑසර් කියන ගේම කියලා හිතන්න එපා. කලින් රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් දෙකෙත් ඩිස්ක්‍රිප්ටිව්ලි තියෙනවා. මොකද දැන් ඔයාලගේ අර ඩේ බයි ඩේ ඉම්ප්‍රූව් වෙන වයිබ් එකක් හදන්න ඕන. හරි? කලින් ගත්ත එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක ඊළඟට අපි ඉක්මනට ආන්සර්ස් ගන්න. right? Day by day improvement එකක් ඕන. Clear? Right? Okay. Then, here, what do we do? Right? So you can see that 23 and 37 means 60, right? 60 minus 2 root 851, right? Divided by here minus 5, actually 14, no? Right? Minus 14, right? And I told another important thing. These two have a common factor 2. Now this also multiple of 2, right? So 2 into 1, 2 into 30, right? And 2 into 7, which is minus 7. Now please understand, if you have AB plus AC plus AD divided by A, there. So you can cut all of these A's. What the meaning behind that? Division by A, right? But keep in mind that, right? If you have, right? If you have AB plus AC plus BD divided by A, then each and everyone has no common factor. Therefore, you can't cut like this. It's clear, right? Simple idea. Take in common factors and simplify, right? So therefore, be prepared for quicker techniques, right? Okay, so that means you can see that here. The other important thing I told that B minus A means actually B minus A means minus into A minus B, right? So therefore, we can write here minus comes out, then root 851 and minus 30 divided by minus 7. Minus or minus plus root 851 minus 30 divided by 7. That's the answer. Who got this? That's right. That is part B, okay? Next one, right? Part E. 1 over 2 plus root 3 square, right? Part E 1/2 plus root 3 square, right? So what do we do first? We go to the binomial expansion, right? That means 4 plus 4 root 3, right? Product of them into 2, right? And plus root 3 square is 3. Yeah. Then we can write it as 1/7 plus 4 root 3. Yeah. 1/7 plus 4 root 3, right? Then we multiply and divide by the conjugate, right? That means 7 minus 4 root 3 here. And here also 7 minus 4 root 3, right? Then we can see that the numerator is 7 minus 4 root 3 because that 10 to 1 means same, right? Divided by here 7 squared minus 4 root 3 squared. Yeah. 7 squared minus 4 root 3 squared, right? So you know that simply simplify by your mind, right? If you go to a mind calculation, right? You know that here 7 squared, 49. 4 root 3 square. What does mean 4 root 3 square? 4 root 3 square means actually 4 square into root 3 square. 4 square 16 into 3, 48. 49 minus 48 just 1. The answer is 7 minus 4 root 3. Got it? Who got this answer? Who got this answer? All right, good. That part E, right? Okay, then the last one. How is it? Hard? 1/4 minus root 7 whole thing squared, right? 1/4 minus root 7 whole thing squared, right? One over 4 minus root 7 whole thing squared, right? So this can be written as here 1/4 squared, actually 16, minus product of them into 2, that means 8 root 7, okay? Plus root 7 squared is 7, yeah, right? Therefore, you will be having 1/5 16, 7, 23 minus 8 root 7. 23 minus 8 root 7 square. Clear? Then the conjugate actually 23 plus 8 root 7, right? And here also 23 plus 8 root 7. Okay. Now that means you will be having 23 plus 8 root 7 divided by here 23 squared minus 8 root 7 squared. Okay. So again you can see that here 23, 23, 9, 6, 6, 4, right? That means you will be having here then 9, 2, 5, no? 5 to 9. Similarly, 64 can multiply by 7, right? Then you can see that 7 into 4, 28, then 2, 42, and 2, 44. Then 5 to 9 minus 4, 4, 8, right? That means here 1, then here 8, right? Which is 81, right? Now your answer will be, right? 23 plus 8 root 7 divided by 81. Who got this answer? Okay. Now we can go for a simple application, right? And there's another challenging question also. It's a very nice question, right? After copying this one, right? Let's go for this 20th question. 20th question, okay? Solve this equation, right? You have to solve for x. Actually, this 20th and challenge, okay? See, challenge is a nice question, right? with plus root 12x equals 8x over root 3. Anyway, now you can see here. We can multiply whole equation by root 3, okay? That means 8 into root 3 plus, right? Root 3 into root 12, right? X is equals, anyway, root 3 into 8x over root 3, no? So these two cancel, right? Now, you know that root 3 into root 12 means root 36, right? Root 36 means just 6, right? So therefore, 8 root 3 equals 6x, sorry, 8x 8x minus 6x, right? So after that, you get here 2x. 2x equals 4 root 3, 8 root 3, right? Cut here, x equals 4 root 3, right? Who got this? Now, please raise your hand, right? Okay, right, good. Next one. Simplify root a plus b to root a minus b, right? Root a plus b into root a minus 2 is equals to, right? Root a square minus root b square, right? That means you will be having a minus b. Is it clear? Difference of two squares factors. When we multiply the factors, you get the difference of two squares, right? You know, mainly the idea of these conjugates, right? When we multiply by its conjugate, you get individual squares. This is the benefit, okay, right? Individual squares, okay, right? Now, they are asking, right? Hence simplify 1 over root 1 plus root 2, no, right? And here 1 over root 2 plus root 3, okay? Nice pattern, no, right? Then here 1 over root 3 plus root 4. It goes like that until 1 over root 24 plus root 25. Yeah. Now we need to simplify this answer. Clear? Right? Now keep in mind that, see, this is the idea, okay? If you use this idea directly, right, what we can see here, we can multiply and divide by conjugate, right? Now, especially you know that 1 over root 1 plus root 2 means root 1 minus root 2, right? And here also root 1 minus root 2, right? Which is equals to root 1 actually 1. I will write here root 2 and divided by 1 minus 2. Okay. 1 minus 2 minus 1, then minus into root 2 minus root 1. Okay. See, we simplified one fraction first. එහෙම නැතුව ඔයා මේකේ ඔක්කොම fractions common denominator and simplify කරන්න ගියොත් you're busted. Okay, right? So that means what you have to understand, right? Here, root 1 plus root 2 means root 1 minus root 2, right? So we made denominator rational and numerator comes like this, okay? Right? 1 minus root 2. No, 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 here plus, right? Because you can take minus out, minus or minus plus, right? So 1 minus root 2 over 1 minus 2 means root 2 minus 1, right? Similarly, clear, right? What the symbol? Similarly, right? Like this. Then can you tell me what is here? Root 2 minus root 3, right? Clear, right? 1 over root 2 minus root 3 means actually root, so root 2 plus root 3, right? Is root 3 minus root 2, okay? Right? Root 2 minus root 3, right? Then if it goes like this, then 1 over root 24 minus plus root 25 is root 25 minus root 24. Okay? Therefore, 1 over root 1 plus root 2 plus 1 over root 2 plus root 3, okay? 1 over root 25, 4 plus root 25, right? Is equals to, right? Root 2 minus root 1 plus root 3 minus root 2. Very nice. See, right? There's a nice pattern, right? Then I'll write like this. And here, root 24 minus root 23 and plus root 25 minus root 24. Okay? So what happens? This cancel with this. This cancel with next one. Right? This cancel with this one. This cancel with the previous one, right? What happens finally? You get root minus 1 is just minus 1. Here plus root 25 means plus 5. 5 minus 1, 4. Very nice. Who got this answer? See? It's a nice mathematical idea, right? Right. Now, if there's any problem or any point which is not clear, right, please put into the chat box. Right. Did you understand? Generally, right? Daham, Isapmi, Zainab, I'm asking random, right? Reading runs on random names. How are you? Okay? Oh, nice. Good. Right. Tell me, what is your suggestion? Do you want more questions to discuss? Right. Please quickly send your message. Do you want more questions to discuss here? Or are you confident with this part? Okay, Dam, right. Now, please tell me quickly. Are you all confident? Then, questions clear, right? So we have to be prepared with that all the types, clear, right? And in our WhatsApp group, right, I have shared. Yes. Mm, Reshma, those who are not yet taken the tube, got it right. Ram, you didn't get the tube. Yeah, I'll share it again, right? Okay, right. Now, as I told you earlier, right, then you can maintain 2 or 3 books, right? So you know that we discussed binomial expansion, right? Binomial expansion of 2 terms, right? That means binomial, right? But trinomial also done, right? Then it's the same tune, right? We can go for these binomial expansion questions. So can you see here? Now we discuss these basics at the beginning, right? A plus b squared, a plus b cubed, and because of they are newcomers, right? I will tell you yeah, I shared that tune to the group, right? Okay, now now can you remember we discussed, right? Especially if you have a plus b squared, right, which is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right? And a minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, right? Then we discuss a plus b cube, right? That is a cube plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cube, right? And we discuss a minus b cube, clear, right? That is a cube minus, right? A cube minus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared minus b cube, right? And we discuss a plus b plus c whole square, right? For this expansion, a square plus b square plus c square, okay? Then plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ac, yeah, right? So these are the things we discussed, right? Now, newcomers, you can take a screenshot for these things, right? Done? Right. Now, then you know that additional, right? We are moving to one important concept today, right? Uh, so you know that actually difference of two square factors, that's okay. A squared minus b squared means a minus b into a plus b, right? So please keep in mind this part, right? Very important. When we start quadratics, when we start polynomials, right? So this idea is very important. Difference of two cubes factors is clear, right? Difference of two squares, a minus b to a plus b, right? So difference of two cubes actually a minus b into a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, right? You can memorize as a formula, right? But don't try to memorize as a parrot. When we do the questions, it will come to your mind automatically. Clear? Right? Okay. Then the other important thing, right? Here, a cube plus b cube, right? That means the factors are a plus b into a square. Keep in mind that this is minus because of this sign is minus and this sign is plus. Okay. Here plus, right? So this is plus actually, and here minus ab plus b square. Yeah, right? So these are the other important three forms. Clear? Right? I will discuss the proof of this expression, right? Clear? But until that, please copy down these three also, right? Right, done. Okay, I'll discuss few questions and then I will come to that answers and also, right? So මේ මොකද අහගන්න ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා මේ වෙනකොටත් A levels ගැන එක එක දේවල් එක එක කට්ටියකින් අහලා ඉන්නේ. තවත් මොන හරි ක්ලැරිෆයි කරගන්න තියෙනවනම් කෙලින්ම මැසේජ් එකක් දාලා අහන්න, right? I'll give that idea because ඔය ගොඩක් කට්ටිය එක එක දේවල් එක එක විදිහට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්, හරි? but A levels ගැන කතා කරද්දී ටිකක් ඔයාලට මොනවා හරි ඩවුට් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක තමයි මෙතෙන්දී අහන්න ඕනේ, right? I'll discuss that everything. Clear, right? Anyway, first actually, now you know that we have to focus on subject matters a lot, right? Right. Now I'll discuss some questions and I'll go for these answers. Clear, right? See, when we go for these questions, right? Now look at this factorization. Now keep in mind that actually this is maths gym, okay, right? Somehow we are not gym method. ඒ වගේ මේ maths gym method. Clear, right? Right. Now how do we prove these two? Clear, right? A cube minus B cube factors and A cube plus B cube factors. Actually, I have shared this proof also in the document, right? It's very simple. Clear? How do we do it? So you can multiply one by one. Clear? Right? Now, proof. Okay. Proof. Clear? So we go to that RHS. What is this RHS called? Right hand side. Clear? Right? If you go to the right hand side, we can multiply A minus B and A squared plus AB plus B squared. Clear? So how do we multiply one by one? A to A square, A cube. Okay. A to plus AB plus A square B. A to B square plus AB square. Okay. Right. Then you can see that here minus b into a squared minus a squared b minus b into plus ab minus ab squared minus b into plus b minus b cube. Yes, right? So that means what happened? This one and this one. This one and this one cancelled. Then you get a cube minus b cube. Confirm, no? Clear? Right? That's how we prove that. Actually, therefore, a cube minus b cube equals a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square, right? Similarly, if you wanted to prove the other one also, you can get the right hand side and multiply, you get the answer, right? I don't do that part because you all are after O level, no, right? Anyone can catch it, clear? But anyway, take this proof part, right? Right. Okay. Now, please, if you download the tune, right, let's go for these few questions. Clear? Right. Now, 3, 5, 7, 9. Right. Understand the topic. Factorize. Okay. Right. Factorize. These should be factorized by the knowledge of difference of two squares. Okay. Please keep in mind that by the difference of two squares, right? Then after 9th one, we can go to the 11th one, then 13th one. Clear? 13th is a very good question, and 15th. Clear? Right? You can start from 3, right? X squared minus 1 of x squared. Clear? How do we factorize? Very simple, right? So we can go for here, right? You know that x squared minus 1 over x squared, right? But you know that we have to rearrange in the difference of two squares form. Clear? Right? That means you can write it as x squared minus, actually 1 means 1 squared, no? So we can write it as 1 over x all this square, right? Then 1 factor actually x minus 1 over x. Other one is x plus 1 over x, right? Don't try to simplify as a fraction because this is the most simplified form. Clear? Right? Okay. Who got this answer? Okay, then similarly, try for these things, right? I will give you maximum 2 minutes, right? Third one is done. Then fifth one, seventh one, ninth one. Okay, raise your hand those who have done the next part. Fifth one. Okay. Now you know that in the fifth one, right? Here we have 4 minus 9 a square, right? So we can write it as 2 squared minus 3a whole thing square. Yeah. So one factor 2 minus 3a and the other factor is 2 plus 3a. Okay? They are the two factors, okay? Now if you go to the seventh one, right? If you go to the seventh one, here 60. So this is a very good question, okay? Right? Then we confidently arrangement practice right? That means if you have 16 minus a plus b square, right? Then don't go for binomial expansion, okay? Right? We are factorizing by factors of difference of two squares. That means here we write 4 squared minus a plus b square. Yeah? That means one factor is 4 minus within bracket a plus b. Please keep in mind that if there's a negative outside of this bracket, right? It's a very dangerous relationship, okay? Right? Minus outside of bracket means a dangerous relationship, right? And here, 4 plus a plus b then doesn't matter. Yeah? Now, then we can see that, oh, minus into A minus A, minus into plus B minus B, right? And here 4 plus A plus B. Actually, this is the most simplified form of the answer. Did you understand, right? Who got that task? Okay. Okay, now new faces also come into the come in by raising your hand. That's good, right? මේ ඔයාලා ඔක්කොම answers ගත්තොත් ඒකේ answer display කරා, right? I don't think this is much hard, right? Right. Okay. Then next simplifications, right? Before we move to that next simplifications, right? අපි පොඩි දෙයක් කතා කරමු. හරි. දැන් මම කියන්නම් ඇත්තට මම මේ teach කරන්න ඇවිල්ලා මම කොච්චර enjoy කරනවද කියලා, right? So actually I'm really enjoying this teaching because, yeah, right? Of uh, because of some special uh, events and special reasons, right? Then බලන්නකෝ last day මම කියවන මගේ birthday, right? So last what are the last day? Saturday, right? Saturday can be special case and physical classes karna exact date, right? So 26 batch එක celebrate kara everything, right? But ඒක නෙවෙයි ලොකුම සිද්ධිය, right? Now I started A level from 2013 batch, right? Now in my past batches, right? 2014, 16 and some 18 batches, right? So some students are still, right? They wish on my birthday, right? එතන සමහරවිට මම reply කරලා බලද්දී, right? ඒක තියෙන special case එක තමයි, right? Right in WhatsApp නේ. WhatsApp එකේ මම reply කරනකොට last message, right? Last message sent by some student, right? Is the last birthday wish, right? It can last 2025, 2025 March 28th තම අන්තිම message එක තියෙන මට birthday එකට wish කරලා. Then after 1 year, right? So we are right again engaging again by the birthday message, clear, right? එච්චර මතකයි, හරි? එහෙම නිකන්, right? Then ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒගොල්ලෝ දැන් සමහර එක girl කෙනෙක්, right? Good Shepherd Convent එකේ, right? So she finished electrical engineering, okay? Right? She finished the degree in the last year, right? So after that, then මට message එක උඩට ආපු හින්දා, right? Birthday wish කරලා උඩට ආපු හින්දා මට මේ මම ඔයාලට share කරා, right? So that girl, her name is Rasin, right? Yeah, hi sir, I am Rasin, right? I graduated. Now this message is sent till last October 22nd, okay, right? With graduated yesterday with the upper class. That means I just said second upper class, right? In electronics and telecommunication engineering, right? Yeah, electronics and telecommunication engineering, right? I wanted to share this with you because you were a big part of the success too, right? Thank you for everything, sir. Right? Clear? Right? එතකොට දැන් ඒ වගේ ගොඩක් කට්ටිය හරි. දැන් මගේ 2016 batch එකේ, right? Clear? 2016 batch එකේ yeah, one student, right? You know, do you know that his father is a lecturer in the University of Peradeniya, okay, right, in the engineering faculty, okay, right, and actually he's one senior lecturer in IT faculty, right, that means IT department, right, not only in the IT department, he was the IT center head, right, university came when IT center got right, he was the head of the department, right, then his elder son is one of my student, right, he did O levels, A levels in 2016, O levels I did 2014, 13, maybe like that, right? හැබැයි එයා මගේ මුල් කාලේ ඉඳන්ම ගෝලෙක් right මම ස්කූල් එකේ grade 10 11 teach කරා. ඒතර එයා යුනිවර්සිටි යනකම් maths මොනවද දන්නේ ඒ ඔක්කොම මගෙන් තමයි දන්නේ. clear right? මොනවා හරි maths වලින් ඉගෙන ගත්තාම හිතන්න how many years right? In A level almost 3 years right? And in O level 2 years right? 5 years right? He learned 5 years and finally got selected to the engineering faculty with the rank 17 right? With the rank 17 actually right? The Candy in district rank 17 merit list, right? He got selected to that merit list, right? What does mean merit? Right? Raise your hand, those who know that university entrance qualification with the merit list. Right? Okay. Now, usually, right? Usually, in island wide, clear in island wide, there are about 900 students, right? 900 students, around 1,000, okay, are selected to the engineering faculty. Lankawe mechcharai dannawe, right? Out of these students, right, 40%, clear, right? 40% of the students, right, in island wide, right? Now I will tell you statistics, right? In island wide, there are about 38,000, right? 38,881, clear, right? 36,881, right? Sat in 2014, okay? Normally, right, in island wide, there are about 35,000 to right, 40,000, right? On the range again, lamai gana KL maths karna, right? Okay, almost 6,000 students get selected to the engineering faculty, right? Out of them also, 40%, right? 40% of students, right? That means best spirit, clear? 40% of them are given a chance to select any university in the island, right? Usually, then Lankawe engineering offer karna universities gathama, right? Mainly Moratu, Pera, then Ruhuna, and now we have Jayawardhanapura also, right? Jayawardhanapura, clear, right? Try clear, right? So the Godakmalama Illane Moratu University, right? Now for this 40%, right? Percentages 90% of this 40% definitely are applying to the University of Moratu. Godak Katti can be Moratu and engineering, right? A cannot not a passive engineering Mate Kadaran, Mangador Giana, University clear, right? Okay, then anyway, then right, so that's called merit list, right? A merit list is island wide, right? If you are ranked, right? Suppose that you are in Colombo, right? Colombo, and your rank is actually district first, right? District first and island first, clear, right? Island also first, clear? District first, island first, කැමති දෙයක් කියලා නම් කැමති දෙයක්. Clear, right? Okay, right, work harder for that. Clear, right? Okay, then දැන් ඉස්සර මම ගොඩක් වෙලාවට කැමති දෙයක් කියන්න කිව්වහම මගේ කායක තමයි ගොඩක් කට ඉල්ලන්නේ. හරි? Those days, right? BMW i3 එක තමයි ලංකාවේ මම දැන් රෙයා කායක. Clear, right? ඒකට ඒක වෙනම ඉන්ජිනියරින් තියෙන එක. ඒක මම වෙනම කතා කරනවා. Right? ඒක ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ෆිසිකල් ක්ලාස් එකෙන් ඉඳලා කායක. Right? No, okay, right? Okay, right? Then anyway, district first, island first came go, right? Now, district, right? Then we have got to Colombo, right? Colombo, island, right? Island 400, right? Island 400, right? Island 400, right? Remember Island 400, right? District first to Island Island first to Island 400 consecutive. Can it happen? Never happen, okay? Right? Now suppose that in Colombo, Island first, district first. Island second, district second. Island third, district third. ඒ විදිහට රෑන්ක්ස් ටික අපි ඩිස්ට්‍රිබියුට් කරනවා කියලා හිතමු. එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ හොඳේ. Now assume like that. Clear? අපි කතන්දර කියන්නේ 100 වගේ. So something like that. If ranks were arranged like that, right? What happened? Then Colombo district usually offered, right? අපි හිතමු Colombo district එකේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට quota එක, right? දැන් district 25 district තියෙනවානේ. right? ඒතකොට ඔය 25 districts වල, right? අපි 400 පැත්තකින් තියලා 600 students, clear? Right? That 600 students are divided according to the population in each district. Did you understand? I will tell you again, right? In island-wide, there are about 35,000, 40,000 students, okay? Then, right? Out of that 35,000, 40,000 students, right? Assume that there are 1,000 students, right? 1,000 students, okay? Only 1,000 students, right? Got selected to the engineering, right? ලංකාවේ ළමයිනේ ඔන්න 1000 තමයි engineering ගන්න, right? මේ 1000 values වලින් ගන්න ඔයාගේ understanding is in, right? Then 40%, right? 40% of this are, right? 40% of these are selected to any faculty in the university, in the island, right? It's 400, 40% of 1000 is 400 students. Yeah. එයාට ලංකාවේ ඕන යුනිවර්සිටි එකක් සිලෙක්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා A levels කරලා ඔයාගේ rank එක island 400 නම් whatever district rank doesn't matter. You can go to that University of Moratuwa, right? If you like, clear, right? If you like to go to that Peradeniya, it doesn't matter, clear, right? අන්නේ මම කියන්නේ දැන් example එකක් විතර Colombo district. හරි. Okay, then 400, right? Then there are 600 students නේ. Right? In island-wide, that 400 students are separated. Then there are 600 students, okay? Now, according to the population, suppose that, right? Colombo district, right? Colombo district වලට 80 students engineering යන chance එකක් දෙනවා. හරි. Kandy, right? This is Colombo, right? Kandy, right? අපි හිතමු 60 students, right? 60 students වලට chance එකක් දෙනවා, right? Kandy වල 3000 විතර ළමයි A level කරනවා. හැබැයි 60 students තමයි university select කරනවා, right? Now, if 1 to 400, all 400 they are in Colombo, right? Yeah. Then in Colombo district, 480 students can go to the engineering faculties. Did you understand what I mean, right? Island-wide 400 students are දුන්නේ chance එක Colombo students are විතරක් ගත්තොත්, right? ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳට competitive level කරලා, right? They got island first, district first, island fourth, district fourth. Either consecutively 400. That means in Colombo, 480 students can go to the engineering faculty. Can it happen practically? Never. Clear? Then maybe right? In Nuwara area, right? In Nuwara area, right? According to the population, there may be 20 students. Clear? Right? Right? Nuwara area. Clear? 20 students are tamai. Again, 20 students tamai engineer select karan, right? Now, if island first in Nuwara area is district first, if island second in Nuwara area is district second, if island 400 is district 400, what happened? Nuwara area district value, right? 420 students go to the engineering faculties. Can it happen? Never happen. But this is the theory, is it clear? Right? එතකොට හිතන්නකෝ නුවරඑළිය district එකේ right 420th rank එක තියෙන ළමයා engineering කරලා තියනවා. Right? Clear? Right? That is the meaning of the merit list. Clear? Right? And then theoretically in Candy, right? In Candy sometimes, right? In Candy sometimes actually 50th district rank, okay? Right? 50th district rank maybe 400, right? Maybe 400 island rank, right? මම theory එකක් කියන්නේ, right? Exact numbers නෙමෙයි. එතකොට island rank එක 400 එක්කෙනාගේ district rank එක 50th කියලා කියන්නේ. What is the meaning behind that? Right? Definitely district 49, right? Less than 400 නේ. Right? District 5 less than 400 නේ. What is the meaning behind that? Right? In Kandy, district 1 to 50, right? District 1 to 50 are selected to that merit list, right? Then according to the district quota, right? And district එකේ population එකත් එක්කලා quota එක decide කරලා තියෙනවා, right? Then according to district quota, there are 60 students in Kandy, okay? Then altogether 60 and 50, 110 students, right? Usually ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඕගොල්ලෝ ගන්නත් තමයි Kandy වල යන්නේ, right? 110 students, right, can go to the engineering faculties. Did you understand? This is the meaning of merit list. ඉතින් ඒකේද මොකන්ද කරන්නේ, right? When you do this A level, right? Actually, if you are really actually a hard worker, right? Work hard, right? So you can, right? You can give another life to one of your friend in your district, right? Clear? Right? දැන් අතන ඔයා district first වෙලා engineering යනකොට, right? අර last rank එකේ ඉන්න කවුරු හරි යාළුවෙක් ඔයා හින්දා තමයි engineering යන්නේ. නැත්තම් එයාට යන්න වෙන්නේ science faculty හැට වෙන මොකක් හරි faculty. Clear? Right? So this is the meaning of merit list, right? ඒ හින්දා right අනිත් එක තමයි ඒ district එකේ right හොඳට වැඩ කරන යාළුවෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් ඒකට බකට් දාන්න යන්න එපා, right? එයාගේ කකුලෙන් හදින්න යන්න එපා. ඔයා මහන්සි වෙන්න යාළුවා. ඔයා වැඩිපුර වැඩ කරන්න, right? You work harder, right? I am lovely with you because if you go to a merit rank, even right, if I lost merit rank, I can also go to the university. That's the way. Clear, right? So something like that, right? So this is the meaning of merit list. Did you understand? Right? Right. Okay. Right. Then right. Now right now, I think you have an idea about merit list. Is it clear? Right? Right. Okay. Then we have to discuss the rest of the things, right? Look at the next example, right? Right. Then if I go for this one, right? We discussed question number 7. Now question number 9, right? So what is the topic? Factorization. Clear? Right. Factorization. That means, see here, 12 and 3, right? By these two numbers, the highest common factor is 3, okay? Here, a cube and a. What is the highest common factor? A, right? But b is not a common factor. Is it clear? Right. So then you can write here 12a cube minus 3ab square, right? So that means here the common factor is the common factor is actually 3 and a, right? The other factor 4a squared minus b squared, okay, right? 4a squared minus b squared. So that means 3a into here 2a whole thing squared minus b squared, right? Then we can go to the difference of two squares, 3a into one factor, 2a minus b, other factor, 2a plus, okay, right? They are the three factors, right? Who got this answer? Okay, right, good. Now, similarly, please go to this question. The question number 11. 11, 13. The question number 11. 1 minus a plus b square. 1 means 1 square. 1 factor 1 minus a plus b. Be careful about the bracket. And the other one, 1 plus a plus b, right? So 1 minus a minus b, right? 1 minus a minus b into, right? Into 1 plus a plus b. Yeah, I will tell you about the result score, right, next day. ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා ළමයි කතා කරන්න. right ඔය ඔක්කොමත් එක්ක අපි subject matters කතා කරන්නත් ඕන. මොකද මම කොහොමත් within next 3 months, right, I want to go ahead by covering the syllabus, right? තව extra classes plan කරනවා, right? So therefore, right, result score ගැන තියෙනවා වෙනම explanation there, right? Do you want it by today itself? Is it okay after 10 also? Tell me, right, first tell me, who are the ones sleeping after 10:30? Who are the ones sleeping after 10:30? Only one. That means all others are sleeping before 10:30, right? Okay, now two are raising their hands, right? Okay, three. Right. Okay. Who are the ones sleeping before 10:30? There are few, no? Right. Okay, right. And today, I'm asking another good question also, okay, right? But you have to give the answer by the next week class, okay? Right. It's a very interesting part of mathematics, okay? Right. Anyway, right, I'll discuss it. Let's go next week. And keep in mind that in the next week, it's very special because we are starting two new important lessons, right? One is polynomials, right? And the other one is functions, clear, right? So we are starting two more lessons, right? Then after doing polynomials and functions, the most probably end of April, right? End of April, we will be starting trigonometry also. Is it clear, right? You know that trigonometry is the largest lesson in the syllabus, right? Actually, if combined maths is a home, trigonometry is its roof, clear, right? So therefore, trigonometry is that much important, clear? That's our plan, right? Okay, now, next one, clear? Now, are you okay with this one? The next one is, so this is a good question, okay? Question number 30, right? Question number 30. Your simplification is very important for this one because I can see some students are making mistakes because of the lack of this knowledge, right? Minus x plus y, okay? Our topic is factorization, clear, right? See how do we factorize, okay, right? How do we factorize here, right? First, we know that these two are by difference of two squares. So one factor x minus y, other factor x plus y. But here, please keep in mind that this minus belongs only for this x. Clear? Minus belongs to x only, right? So therefore, we can write minus into x, minus into x, minus x. Minus into what is plus? Minus 1. Cannot say, right? Minus into x minus 1. Clear, right? So therefore, you can see that the highest common factor is x minus y, and the other factor is x plus y minus 1. Okay, right? This is how we factorize. Is it clear? Who got this answer? Okay, good. My bedtime is 9, sir. That means you have already slept. I am sleeping after 12 every day. Right? Then at what time you get up after sleeping after 12, right? Thank you. Maths is interesting. No, actually, okay. 6 a.m. Very good. I really appreciate and actually I respect you, right? Sleep at 12, get up at 6. Actually, you can have that practice from the beginning, right? Because this is a competitive journey, right? And ඇත්තටම හැමෝම ළමයි තේරුම් ගන්න, right? So right? You all have to study until 12